Let's talk Tanya for the first of Teves of a leap year. In yesterday's Tanya, we concluded talking about what is more significant in a relationship. Is it our feelings, our understandings, or our behavior? And we concluded that in human relationships, what's definitely by far more significant is the feelings that we have towards the other person, our perceptions, our positive perceptions of the other person. And yes, while behavior is important, behaviors ultimately are only expression of that relationship, of that love that we have and the appreciation we have for the other person. However, that which is true in human relationships is not true in our relationship with God. And why is that? We're going to delude ourselves into thinking that if I understand God, I have a relationship with Him. My perception of God creates a relationship. What kind of perception can I have in God anyways? God is infinite. God is the creator. My feelings for God? God isn't my peer. The fact that I have a respect and admiration, a love for God, can we really think that that's going to cause some sort of reciprocation and that creates a real relationship between me and God? Actually, the whole idea of me having a relationship with God sounds absurd and ridiculous. How can small me, tiny me, have a relationship with God? Can a mosquito have a relationship with me? And after all, me and a mosquito, we're both creations. We're both living organisms. Yes, I'm more sophisticated and more complex, but ultimately, this is me and God. The only way we can have a relationship with God is if He allows it to happen. And how does He allow it to happen? So there are two ways in which God allows it to happen. Number one, He gives us the Torah. And the Torah, every single word of the Torah and every single idea on the Torah is God's wisdom. And God's wisdom is one with Him. God condensed His infinite self and His infinite wisdom into the Torah to the point that when I am learning Torah, I am connecting to Him because He is in the Torah. When I do a mitzvah, what is a mitzvah? A mitzvah is God's will. So when I do a mitzvah and inherent in this mitzvah is God's will, I am connecting with God by doing the mitzvah. So here we have what's interesting is that for me to have a relationship with God, it's not through my feelings, it's not through my perceptions, it's by studying some Torah and by doing a mitzvah. That is the way we have a relationship with God, which is kind of revolutionary in the way we understand what Judaism is all about and our relationship with God is all about. Many people think, why do I have to do the mitzvahs? I can have my own relationship with God. But that doesn't make any sense. How can you even have a relationship with God if it's not using the tools that God gave you to have that relationship? So in terms of our relationship with God, the most important thing that we have is machshava, dibur, maisa, our thoughts, our speech, our action, and our ability to be able to study Torah and do mitzvahs by way of those garments of the soul. So this now leads us to the opposite question, or the opposite extreme, which is, okay, so do my feelings about God matter whatsoever? Do my perceptions of God make any difference? After all, the relationship isn't studying Torah. The relationship isn't doing mitzvahs. Should I even bother trying to develop feelings for God? And the answer to that question will come in tomorrow's Let's Talk Tanya.